Hi everyone, welcome to this weekend update video. It's nice weather today but cold. What can I say? It's a funny old business running a YouTube channel, and very counterintuitive in terms of those stations that you think are going to be popular, those videos that you think are going to be popular, and those that aren't. And no doubt a lot of you will have seen this video, which it turns out is probably pirates being jammed by another station by playing the Laughing Policeman song over them circa, I don't know, about 1920. And when I came across this, I just thought, wow, that is crazy. I'm going to post it on the channel and get people to comment on it. And so what's happened is I posted it on Monday, and in 5 days, or 4 or 5 days, it's had 5,500 views, which is completely untypical. I mean, that's basically, well, what I would consider a popular video, something like a weekend update. You post it on a Saturday, by Monday it's had 500 views. Sometimes the more popular updates get to 600 or 700, and then rarely maybe 1,000. So this has had 5,000 views, or over 5,000 views, in basically 4 or 5 days. So it's 10 times more popular than what I would consider to be a typically popular video. And I didn't imagine that would be the case with this video. I've got other videos actually prepared, ready to publish, but there's so much traffic through this video at the moment, I'm just leaving it. I will publish this weekend update because I know people look forward to it, but I'll leave that up with this. So just go to show, I must spend this weekend trawling the bands looking for more madness to post, because as a YouTube channel owner, obviously, we like as much traffic as possible, notwithstanding the tiny amounts of money you make through advertising. It's always nice to know that you're publishing a video that's really popular. And it's funny actually, because it took me, when I started this channel in 2015, it took 5 years to the day actually to hit 1 million views. That was last August. But of course I started with 0 subscribers. So if I had, I don't know, 4,000 subscribers back then, it's only taken another 8 or 9 months to reach 1.4 million. So by the end of the year, it should be somewhere around 2 million views, which means that it took 5 years to get to the first million, and about a year and a half, just under maybe, to get to the second million. So it's very counterintuitive in terms of what's popular and what's not. The most popular video is the Sangean ATS 909X unboxing, which I published in May, exactly 4 years ago actually, which has had 24,400-ish views. Then the Texan S8800 unboxing, 19,500 views. Review of the Texan PL310 ET. Then, oddly enough, the buzzer on the JRC NRD 525, and then another unboxing video. So there's kind of reviews of radios and unboxing videos tend to be the ones that are most popular, but the weekend updates are popular as well. I didn't imagine in a million years that this video would be like one of the most popular. This might be the fastest video to sort of 5,000 views ever on the channel. It's just that popular, which is incredible really. But that's good for me, because that's what you want to hear as a channel owner. You want to get, you want as much traffic as possible, and you want the videos to be popular. So it's all good. Right, the next thing I'm going to talk about is is related to these two radios, the 7300 and the Kenwood. There's a German station here. Not Waveform 712.
Now they both live in California, but she speaks Yiddish. Is that the right word? I don't know.
Anyway, so since I got the diamond antenna put up on the wall, and a hole put up on the side of the house, and the hole drilled, so I'm feeding the shack properly. Particularly now, I'm feeding it via coax, because I've now got my Mark II version of the end-fed wire is fed into the shack via coax. There's no reason actually not to try to use the RM Italy BLA 350 amplifier. So that's exactly what I've been doing this week on 80 meters, and it has been working perfectly, absolutely no problem at all. And I've been running with putting 12 watts, a little bit more than 12 watts into it actually. So outputting sort of 300 watts, no problem at all. So so that's all good. And so I thought, well, on the Friday Night Scared, I'll use it with the 7300. So I matched the antenna on top band, a perfect match with the MFJ 949E as normal, and keyed up the mic with the 7300 via the linear, and the linear immediately tripped out complaining of harm, high SWR greater than 3:1, which I thought was very odd. So for whatever reason, it didn't like operating on top band, but it doesn't mind operating on 80 meters. Now, I put it down to, well, I need to check with my analyzer, but I thought, well, okay, fair enough. Probably my bare match on top band isn't actually anywhere near as good as my bare match on 80 meters, and that's the reason why the linear's complained. You know, basically the MFJ is working a bit too hard, something's got a bit warm or whatever. It's something due to basically I2R heating. So what I did was, for the top band part of the Scared last night, I used the Kenwood and 200 watts into the same antenna, same ATU, absolutely no problem at all. So I know there's no problem with my antenna. And I thought, well, when we QSY to 80 meters, I'm going to go back to the 7300 with the linear, and all should be good. So we QSY'd, I swapped radios, 300 watts output, and the linear was absolutely fine on 80 meters. But then Roger, the chair, commented that he thought there was a little bit of clipping on my audio. So we started talking about that on the net, and just after it, and others could detect it as well, and so I was talking to M0KEP and G0MJW, these two guys who are very, very clever in electronics, far cleverer than I am with electronics. And initially we thought it's probably RF getting into my audio. So and I've got one of those large sort of ferrite cores that split open. So the plan was to wind the mains lead from the radio around that and try it, etc, etc. But then I actually thought, well, hang on a minute, if I turn the input power down to the minimum to 1 watt, so put 1 watt into the linear, and let's see if the problem goes away. If it goes away, then it probably is RF. If it doesn't go away, then it probably isn't RF. So I turned the input power down to 1 watt, and the problem didn't go away. And then Tim and Mike sort of talked about it over the air, and realised that actually the problem is with the biasing of the paired power transistors that are replaced. So when I bought this amplifier, all I paid for was the cost of the 2 power amps that had blown, and they were replaced. And it transpires that the biasing isn't set correctly, and we think it's C-class biasing, which will obviously cause clipping. And so this weekend I'm going to take it back to Tim, who's very kindly offered to resolve that problem for me, and then hopefully the problem will go away. So this will be going back to Abingdon for Tim to have a look at. Now, someone said to me, why don't you just eBay it while it's, when you get it working, because the difference between sort of 300 watts and 200 watts is negligible really in terms of signal strength. When you double your power, it's only half an S point, and I get that, but at the same time, it is also quite handy to have a couple of rigs where you can run more than 100 watts. Certainly running 200 watts with a Kenwood is a lot more straightforward than it is with the BLA 350, but for the sake of taking it back to Tim and him having a sort of fiddle with it and correcting the biasing on the transistors and it working perfectly, hopefully touch wood, I think that's a far better solution. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to take it back to him today. So the other thing actually is that I've got this cowl that I bought from Screwfix for like £3.80. The guy that came and put my diamond antenna on the roof from Oxford Antennas, I got him to drill a hole to run the cables into the shack properly, which he's done, and well, you know me, a bit slapdash. So my solution to weatherproofing that, for now at least, was just stuff some bubble wrap in there, which I've done, but I bought this cowl which is going to weatherproof that and solve that little problem. In fact, I'm probably going to do that in a minute actually. So I'll tell you what, the weather this morning felt not very nice, but the sun's just come out and it was rather hot on my back, so which is nice. And so anyway, so that's the other thing that I've got to do this weekend. So it's always busy. So beyond that, there's the 2 meter FM simplex net, which I'll be doing this afternoon. Starts at 15:30, and then tomorrow there's the GB3DI net. So the GB3DI is the repeater that is sort of operated and run by Harwell, and we have a net on a Sunday. It was a bit of a nightmare last Sunday, even though some signals were actually quite strong. There was a lot of sort of like dropping in and out, and we don't sort of really know why. But it was it was just a bit difficult, and it's just one of those things where there are so many variables that could cause that to happen, where the input signals are strong but there's noisy, some of these signals are strong but not fully quietening and they're dropping out. You know, is it the repeater itself? Is it the repeater antenna? Is it something to do with the setup from the station trying to get in, etc, etc, etc? There's like all these variables floating around and no one sort of really knows. So we just sort of tend to play it by ear really and just sort of go for it. But yeah, it's I do enjoy it actually. I must admit, I do enjoy the 2 meter simplex net, because you can kind of just have a chat and not really have to worry about being able to sort of like being heard or QSB, etc. As long as you can be heard, it is an enjoyable thing to do. But the GB3DI net is a completely different kettle of fish. And although what's good, that when I'm in Ensham, I can open it now with my diamond antenna, absolutely no problem at all, which is obviously very good. So so that, you know, that's a good thing. And yeah, the other thing I'm actually doing is it struck me this morning that I hadn't I wanted to run some FT8. I wanted to run some FT8 on 70 SEMS, so and I started doing that this morning, and basically I just wasn't getting heard. So and I thought, well, in the end I just thought, well, I'll switch over to 2 meters just to make sure everything's working okay. And just over an hour ago I was decoded in Germany, and that doesn't happen very often. So conditions on 2 meters look okay. Decoded in sort of the Netherlands and Belgium, which is regular. Not this far into France actually for me, for my setup. So that's conditions. When was that? That's 40 minutes ago, up into Northern Ireland. So conditions on 2 meters, not too bad, not incredible, but not too bad. Yeah, I wasn't heard on 70 SEMS at all, but I'm going to switch back to 70 SEMS and give that another go. It was yeah, I have tried 70 SEMS before and it's never been great. But I definitely have an antenna that works, because I can open DI with it, no problem at all. So I'll probably give that a go as well. So I think that's about it really. Thanks for watching this video, and I do appreciate all the sort of comments, etc. It's definitely getting to the stage now where I can't reply to every comment anymore. There's just too many. Some I will do, and as I said, thanks obviously to everybody for supporting the channel, keep watching the videos. I do very much appreciate it, and as long as you guys keep watching them, I will keep making them. And as I said, I've got lots of videos lined up to publish, and I'll do that. But the next video that I'm going to publish is this one I'm recording right now, and then when things calm down a bit with Laughing Policeman, I'll upload a few more. So anyway, as always, thanks very much for watching. I wish you 73 have a great weekend. Good DX if you're listening to the radio or operating a transmitting station, and I'll no doubt speak to some of you on the comments if I can get around to at least answering some of them. So with my thanks, I wish you all 73 and have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.